again. This is English Concertina for Beginners, number 7 I think now, and I promised that we'd have a look at some chords today. What I'd very much like to do is break with the routine of the last few videos, and I'd like to demonstrate a few things using a piano keyboard to start with, because visually it gives you a good idea of what's going on, and then we'll come back and have a look at how that fits the concertina in a minute or two. Okay, so over to the piano. Okay, here we are at the piano keyboard. Here is C. We always find C because it's just in front of the two black notes, okay? And up here is the next C in front of the next two black notes. We call that an octave because there are 8 white notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for octave, okay? And the early mathematicians and scientists and musicians were puzzled as to how to break up this gap here. This note and this note sound similar to each other. They're both C notes. This note has twice the frequency. The string vibrates twice as fast. It's actually half the length of that. That's why they sound similar. But the early musicians needed to know how to split it up, and this is what they came up with. They came up with this arrangement. Okay, they came up with that arrangement. And you'll notice that the gap between the C and the D here is a whole tone. There's a semitone, and there's the whole tone. We have the same here. Okay, whole tone there, but look here between the E and the F, we've got a semitone difference. Okay, same thing happens up here between the B and the C. And if you remember from the work we did on the G scale, you'll remember that the last two notes in the scale must be just a semitone apart. Okay, now chords are made up by playing more than one note at a time. And there's a very simple rule. You play your first note, then you miss that one and play an alternate one, then you miss that and play the next one. So I'm playing C, E, G. And it sounds nice. Okay, C, E, G. Alternate notes. If I start on this note, on the D, and play alternate notes, I get this. D, F, A. D minor chord. I can start here if I want and play alternate notes. So I start there, there, there. E minor. I can start here on the F note, play alternate notes and get F major chord. I can start here on the G and play alternate notes, get G major chord, and really the last chord in the scale is that starting on the A, C, E, A minor. Yes, you can start here, B, D, F. It's actually called a diminished chord, and when we get here we get back to where we started, the C chord again. Now if we look at our C chord here and look at the gaps between the notes, that's what I'm interested in. We're going from C, then we get jump 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones to get to there, and then 1, 2, 3. So it's a gap of 4 semitones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. 4 and 3, 4 and 3. That gives us C major chord. But if we start on the D here, look what happens. Start there. I'll go 1, 2, 3 to there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. So this is a 3 semitones followed by 4 semitones, and it gives us a minor chord. Okay, a minor chord. Same thing happens here, an E minor chord, but when we get to F, we're back to the same situation as C. Start on the F and we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones to there, 1, 2, 3 semitones to there, so that's a 4 and a 3, giving us an F major chord. G is similar, G major, and A takes us to the 3-4 arrangement. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3/4 gives us a minor chord. Okay, so back down to C, we've got 4 semitones at the beginning followed by 3. If I drop this finger here, look, if I drop this finger from there to there, it makes it a 3/4. 3 semitones followed by 4. That makes it a C minor chord. And that's how you change from the C major to C minor. I could do the same on the F chord. If I play F chord here, and I drop that third down to there, then I get a 3/4 arrangement, and it sounds minor, mournful, sad, depressing, minor chord. Major chord, nice and bright and cheerful and triumphant. Minor chord, sad. Okay. And we've started most of our work on the concertina on the C scale, just the white notes. So when we go to the concertina in just a moment, we'll be able to see a C chord easily. Because Wheatstone was very clever. He put all of the alternate notes on the left hand end of the concertina, and then these notes are all on the right hand end of the concertina. So on the concertina we can play chords quite easily. Okay, and if we go up again, we've got a C chord there, a D minor chord there, an E minor chord there, an F major chord here, a G major chord here, and an A minor chord here. And whilst we're at the piano, the last thing I want to try and explain is this. If you look at what I'm going to do here, here's my C major chord. I'm playing C, E, G. Now in the F chord, I'm jumping up to chord 4, I'm going to have that one and that one. So if I play all of those, there's F and A, and I'm adding that to the C chord, so I've got all of those. And the G chord is that one there, and the D above it. Well, I can get this D here actually. Look what happens. I've got a C chord, a G chord and an F chord. All the white notes are being used. Sounds horrible, but they're all being used.
Okay, welcome back from the piano to the squeeze box. Now, let's put it into practice on here. Alternate notes, we find those all on the same end, don't we? So if I hold up to the camera, here's C. Now I'm going to play the next note. That's the E. And then with my first finger, I'm going to play 2 notes at the same time. The C there and the G next there. So I've got C, E. That's the C chord. If I start on the G, play those 3 notes together, there's the G chord. If I come to the other end of the box here, play the F, the A, and then play 2 notes at the same time with my middle finger there. There's a good example of the F chord. So you've got the F chord, the G chord, and the C chord. And why those 3 chords? Because the last clip on the piano, I tried to explain that with those 3 chords, you're using every note of the scale. So it doesn't matter what the melody note is, one of those chords will fit underneath it, okay? So it's called a 3-chord trick. Guitarists use it all the time. Chord 1, chord 4, and chord 5. C, F and G if you're working, if you're working in the C scale. C, F and G. Chord 1, chord 4 and chord 5. They use all the notes of the scale, and your melody will have a note from the scale, and one of those chords will fit underneath it. That's all we've got time for. Catch you next time.